kind of like a redraft. I told you guys about this beforehand, right? That
Right.
we'll
Yeah,
do
yeah.
a light redraft. Um,
So it's gonna be the snake.
so
Gonna go a snake. I mean, who's gonna be the first? Two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4.
no, no, no. Well, I'll just go and tell you my five because it's
Ah,
gonna
all
be a
right, all right,
redraft, right?
all right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
how will you arrange the top five, given how 10 years since then,
Yeah.
they've proven themselves, or they've that they're worth it, or they're a bust. So the top five picks. Okay. Um. So for the first pick, I'll go ahead first, so you guys can kind of think about your lineups, your five best players. I think it's gonna be obvious that we all have the same first pick,
Anthony Bennett.
right? So
Gobert.
no, with the first pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yeah, how I just want to say in 2K14, NBA 2K14, no matter how great of a game the my player plays, he still gets a first pick, so it's like annoying. So for me, with the first pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Giannis Antetokounmpo, obviously. And then the Orlando Magic will have another towering big man at the second with the second pick for Rudy Gobert. So that's 1 and 2, right?
Hmm.
And for the third pick, I just think the Washington Wizards should have drafted um, CJ McCollum. Yeah, CJ McCollum. And then for the fourth pick, uh, the Charlotte Hornets could have, but they already had Kemba Walker at the time, so they could have gotten another big man who would have helped him, in terms of like leading that franchise to significant wins. So I'd say Steven Adams with the fourth pick. I know it's too high, but just in terms of situations. And with the fifth pick, because it's Phoenix and I'm a Phoenix fan, I'll
Giannis.
get Victor Oladipo.
Yeah, this gets drafted
Giannis.
twice.
Yeah, you'll play for two teams, sir. Here you go, two hats. So yeah, so that's my five. My top five is Giannis, Rudy Gobert, CJ McCollum, Steven Adams, and then um, Victor Oladipo. Okay, Juan, you go next.
All right. So probably 1 and 2 would the same for me. So Giannis at number one is going to team up with Kyrie, and LeBron is not
Just
coming back
imagine.
if Giannis was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just imagine
Yeah.
though.
Uh, Second pick I think is for the Magic. So it was post Dwight Howard. So
Yep.
Gobert would have been perfect for them. Uh, then the Wizards. Do they already have like Bill and Wall? Right? They already have Bill
I
and
think
Wall.
Wall was already
That's why
there.
They did. They did.
I think they already
Bill
have
was
both of them.
drafted like 2012, like a year
Yeah,
before
yeah.
this draft, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why they went with Otto Porter.
Yeah.
So they needed a small forward. Uh, whose small forward would be he? The third, the third pick. Dang,
Definitely not
it's
Solomon
tough.
Hill.
I mean, McCollum would have been buried off the bench. So,
Yeah, but imagine he would have been a great sixth man though.
yeah. Damn, they don't have really great small forwards in the draft. Mm.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, I
But
guess you could consider KCP as a small
yeah,
forward.
yeah, small
Yeah.
forward.
Isn't there two
But
more
in terms
here?
of, so I'm not gonna go with fit since it's gonna be it's either CJ or Oladipo. And in
Hmm.
terms of skill set, I think CJ is much
And then
better in
trade
terms of
Bradley Beal.
career. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they could have turned CJ into one of the best six men because
Yeah.
he's got that shooting, he's got that streakiness into his game. So I'll go third pick for him in Washington. Then Charlotte Bobcats at number four. They already have Kemba. I think 2011 was Kemba. So Man,
Yeah.
the Hornets have so much bad picks
Michael
over the
Jordan.
man. But in terms of talent, I think Oladipo would be number four. Who's your number
Ooh.
four? I think you picked Adams, right? For your four.
Yeah, I picked Adams.
So for Phoenix, man, this 2014 Phoenix Suns. Do they have book? They don't have book yet, right?
Not yet.
They didn't have book yet.
They
Who
don't
was
have
the
book.
star of Phoenix at the time?
Yeah.
Brandon Knight and then Eric Bledsoe.
It's
Eric Bledsoe.
that's
Yeah, those were the Eric
Bledsoe.
Bledsoe
Yeah.
years.
Right.
this is the Hornacek years. This is the Hornacek
Yeah.
Had
years.
years.
Yeah.
Man,
Had
that-
years.
mm, man, they needed they man. The Suns sucked back then.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But for the fifth pick, probably Schroeder. I'll go number 5 for Schroeder. So you have Giannis, Gobert, CJ, Depot, and Schroeder for the first 5 picks. And I'm just gonna give Pelicans Steven Adams as a shout out. There you go.
That's a good one. Epic. You go third.
I think okay, this is gonna be controversial. I'm gonna be a little bit different with my first pick because
Interesting.
I'm gonna be a little bit different with my first pick just because
Anthony Bennett again.
Yeah,
He's gonna
it's gonna be
Anthony
Anthony
Bennett.
Bennett. I'm
Again.
sorry, guys.
It's LeBron at home.
Dude, all right, no, exactly. So I was about to get to that. I still want LeBron to get back. So, in order for that
So
to
you guys-
happen, they need to draft a non-forward. So I think my number one pick would have been CJ McCollum. So imagine Kyrie at point, McCollum at the 2, LeBron at the 3. Dude, that would have been wow. You know what I mean? Unstoppable.
Yeah.
Imagine like peak McCollum
no.
during his Portland days. Standing side by side with Kyrie and LeBron, dude. I don't know how many championships
No
they would
defense.
win. Well, I don't know how the GM would get some
Doesn't
defense.
have any
Well,
defense.
we're just talking about like offense in general. So those 3, they'll be
Yeah.
like the next big 3 after the
Deadly.
Heatles. So I'll go with CJ McCollum first, and then the post Dwight Howard era, they'll be taken
Oh,
over
yeah,
by
yes.
Giannis. They'll be taken over by Giannis.
Ooh.
Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis will be leaving after 4 years.
What was that? My bad.
Giannis will be leaving after 4 years.
Yeah, most likely. Most likely.
Just how bad Orlando is.
And then number 3 would be Rudy Gobert. They would need a big man since they had the 2 guards. Charlotte. Jeez. Damn.
What a terrible team.
I mean, they had
Just give-
Kemba.
Give Ben.
I guess I have to agree with Rain's pick, so I'll go Steven Adams. Steven Adams goes to
Ah.
Charlotte. And then number 5, well, since they had Bledsoe at the time, I do want to throw in Schroeder. But just because I'll go with Oladipo. I'll go with Oladipo.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
my 5.
good pick. Okay, Miguel, you go last. Tell us your top 5.
Yeah, I mean, at number 1, there's no question. It's Anthony Bennett. I mean, no, Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? Yeah, this is Anthony Bennett, man. Just keep going.
That's
back.
official. That's official. Miguel's pick is Anthony Bennett. Still 10 years from now, Bennett.
Anthony Bennett. No change. But anyway, I mean, for me, it is still Giannis. 'Cause most decorated player from this draft. The clear,
Yeah.
the clear number 1 pick or supposed number 1 pick to me or to a lot of people at least should have been Giannis. Number 2 makes sense for them to pick up Rudy Gobert as well because this is the post Dwight Howard era after he moved
Yeah.
on to Lakers and then it didn't work out because he doesn't have the guts to hang with Kobe.
Yes.
Because it's too soft.
He's
Yes.
too soft to be with Kobe. Yeah. Too soft to hang with Kobe.
Yeah.
So number 2. At number 3, Washington. Interestingly, they already have Wall. They had they had Wall and they had Beal, who he was coming into his second year at this time, but he was already showing, shades of that incredible offense that that we know him for today. So I feel like they also need a big man, and this is where I'm also going to put. I don't know. I want to say Steven Adams just because he was a very solid guy. Uh, so yeah, let's say Steven Adams at the three. So that would have, I think that would have worked well for Washington because I think they struggled with
Yeah.
finding like a
Yeah.
solid big to pair with their
Goodbye,
dynamic
Marcin Gortat,
backcourt.
though.
Yeah, Marcin Gore, the Polish Hammer, who
Yeah.
had one of the funniest like low light collections ever. It's Marcin Gortat. I don't know if you ever seen all his
I
like
probably
have.
should watch
I
this.
his
have.
blooper reel is incredible. Um, Charlotte, I think they would suffer on defense, but they would have a dynamic backcourt if they would have paired Kemba Walker with CJ McCollum. So that
Oh.
would have been incredible. For Phoenix, because I'm a Spurs fan and I think they suck, they should pick Anthony Bennett. But anyway, no, I'm kidding.
Oh wow.
Oh, somebody with the Bennett.
Wow. I
I'm
have
kidding. I'm
nothing.
kidding.
I've done nothing but praise the organization, the Spurs organization, and this is the thanks I get.
I'm kidding.
Catch
I'm kidding.
it.
I'm kidding. Here's the thing. At that time, I think Phoenix didn't have a clear direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard
It's
to admit.
to because
It was actually hard to admit to the public that I was a Suns fan at the time. Because like, what? That's a team?
oh
Yeah.
yeah, man.
They were like,
That team needed like offense, and they just needed a guy who would be like their number one option. And I felt like Tim Hardaway Jr. is one of the guys who he
that's
doesn't get. I don't know. He doesn't get a lot of praise just because he's a low efficiency guy,
He's
volume
gonna shoot
shooter.
5 for 20.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot terribly. But at the time when he was maybe with his first 2 years in the league, it looked like he was going to be an
yeah.
offensive superstar. And
I
I
thought it
feel
was
like
gonna be great.
yeah, I feel like he's going to be great. But at the same time, I also want to say Victor Oladipo for the Suns because Oladipo
Yeah.
was, of course, he turned out it turned out great. It's just the injuries that held him back. Great two-way guy. So yeah, I'll say Oladipo over over Hardaway Jr. It's just
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, that's my
That's
five.
good.
That's the first five picks of the 2013 NBA draft. If it were up to me,
That's great. So, honorable mentions for me would be Mason Plumlee, Plum Dog Millionaire. That's one of my favorite players. If you
Plum
Dog
see his
Millionaire.
highlights,
I've
dude,
never heard
you'd
that.
think he was a star. Oh, that's his nickname, Plum Dog Millionaire.
Some Doug Millionaire.
Impressive. Like he as a big man, he's got one of the best handles. And
Kala
if
was
you
there
watch his
too.
highlights, amazing. Anyways, season 2, episode 9. It's great to have all of us again
yeah,
back here, back at it, arguing whatever. And since it's the off season, we might be slow in uploading content, but once the season picks up, we'll try and get as much as as many episodes as possible as we can.
No more football
Because of
content,
course we
please.
still need rest.
Baseball next week.
baseball.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I'm out.
I
I'm
know.
out.
I
I'm
know
out.
one guy. I know one guy from baseball. I know Shohei Otani. That's it.
it.
I know
Ah.
that one dude.
I'm out.
He's leaving.
Who else?
Yeah, he's leaving apparently.
Baseball next week.
No,
Baseball
no.
for-
I
oh,
like the
no.
Caps. I like the Caps. That's it.
Yeah, the baseball caps are nice.
I'm good with the Caps, man.
Hockey or hockey? Ice hockey.
Oh, dude.
I know
I've
nothing
always
about
wanted-
hockey.
I've always wanted to learn hockey, but it's more in the
Yes.
Philippines. Where
Yeah.
would I skate? Where would I learn
Yeah.
the skills?
Oh,
for hockey?
no! You know what? Since we're in the topic, we do have our own variation of hockey. It's called floorball. So instead of skating, you actually run
oh.
around a rink, and then you still use a hockey stick, but instead of a puck, it's a small ball. So, fun fact:
Oh.
my
So it's
my
bouncier.
uncle is actually the president of the floorball association here,
Ooh.
and we are
Oh.
competing
Ooh,
internationally.
nice.
So yeah, that was a cheap
Nice,
ass
nice.
plug, but there you go.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna
It's
try
not a
out
cheap ass
if my knees weren't like already killing me. So I got fractured like 2 months back from hiking.
Oh
Just
damn.
sort of crumpled on the ground.
I
My knee got
He's like
fractured,
the
but
dumbest
if
hiker
my
ever.
knee
I'm
if my
never
knees weren't fractured, I would definitely love to play something like
Yeah.
that,
I'm
man.
never hiking. I'm never hiking.
Well, just you can hike. You just don't do what Miguel did, was jump off of a ravine or whatever, and then land knee
It was like
first.
3 feet or 4 feet high.
Eh,
It wasn't
Yeah.
that high, but I jumped and my knees
they
just
just gave
gave
out.
way. They just crumbled. Yeah, that was
Dude, I feel so bad for you.
That's like the funniest memory of this year because I was like writing something on my notebook and then I heard a jump and then a, a moan is
Crash.
and I look back
I had to I had to drive my motorcycle
Oh my
again
god,
afterwards.
that's so bad.
So
and his
I
leg
couldn't
is
step
extended.
on the rear brake. I couldn't step on my rear brake at all, and I couldn't even put my leg or my foot up on the foot peg. My leg was
Yeah.
just straight, and at times I would forget that I couldn't raise my leg, so my foot would scrape
Oh,
the concrete.
oh,
I was like,
Oh,
oh crap!
oh,
man.
I was like, I can't fall again.
bro. It's too graphic, man.
So
Oh shit.
yeah. So lesson learned, kids.
Don't
Do
jump.
not jump off of a ravine if you don't know
When you're
what's in
hiking,
there.
don't do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well,
I,
yeah,
I,
yeah.
do
I was
that.
Why
confident
didn't you
because I
jump?
was fairly. I don't know, man. I was fairly athletic
Yeah,
prior to this injury.
Yes.
I was fairly
yeah, I
athletic.
believe that.
But
But wow.
I already suffered from a lot of ankle stuff. I had ankle therapy in high
Okay.
school, and then again in college, and then I just couldn't play the same way, or I wasn't just as athletic as I used to be when the time we hiked. But I was like, you know what? I'd probably survive. I'd be okay. I did survive, but my knees just gave out from under me.
Knees. Oh no.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, when I fell, both my knees and both ankles were hurting, and I didn't know which one hurt. And Rain was standing there. It was like, bro, I don't know what hurts. Is it my knee or my ankle? I was just laying there on the ground. It was like everything below my knees hurts. I didn't know which one to like complain about. I didn't know which one to touch. I didn't know which one to apply pressure to because everything hurt.
Oh
So
no.
it was crazy.
At least,
You know the Family Guy, when Peter Griffin tripped and he was just making the one sound.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
well, at least we know one thing: you can't be a WWE superstar. That's for sure.
No,
No, man.
not at all.
That's a
which
fact.
sucks.
That's a
I've
fact.
always wanted to do that as well. It was like I want to be the next Shawn Michaels.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
that
that's
never
not
did
happening,
happen
bro.
for me.
Never.
Uh,
Anyways, episode 9. It's been a blast with you guys, and guys, be sure to follow us on all social media platforms.
Yeah.
Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah.
X.
Well, it's not Twitter anymore. It's X
X.
now. Yeah, it's X.
Yeah,
I just don't like calling it X, but yeah,
It's
that
porn.
website.
It's so bizarre.
It's so
It
bizarre.
sounds like you're trying to endorse something dirty,
dirty,
when it's not.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Follow me on X. Very
seen-
TV when you follow me on X.
Have you seen these pics on X?
Oh god.
So yeah, anyways, I was plugging the show, guys. Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify as well. Follow us there. Because this will be on Spotify. So I don't know, if not on Facebook, I don't know how else you'll listen to it. Please show support because that would be very helpful for us, the four of us. And till next time, see you later, Gators. Peace.
Later. Go 49ers. Bye.